Hey guys, this is undercoverdudes all the way from down under, and today we're going to be talking about the upcoming matchmaking system in Combat Arms. If you guys don't know, coming up in the next month or two, there is going to be a massive update, and one part of this massive update is matchmaking, and it's going to really change up Combat Arms. Now, before I start, yes, custom lobbies still will be available after the matchmaking update. Basically, if you want to go and play Combat Arms like you're playing right now, where you can go and make your own room and say, I want to go and play on Junk Flea, Elimination, and I'm going to go and ban out the Orphis, the Maxes, the Dual Scorpions, and ban out like 15 different guns and say, okay, those are not allowed in this game and I'll kick you if you run them. That is completely available to you after the matchmaking update. How it's going to work, however, is you press play and there will be a custom button. You press the custom button and it'll show you a list of lobbies that are available. And then you can simply go and join it. You press F5. It all works exactly like the lobby system is working right now. And of course, you can go and make your own lobbies if you want to. Now, with all of that said, yes, there is full implementation for custom lobbies. However, the emphasis of this update is on matchmaking. The reason why, it is really easy to go and get in game, and will definitely streamline the experience for the majority of users. It works basically like Counter-Strike Global Offensive. You're on the main screen, you press play, then you go and choose what mode you want to go and play, and then you choose what map pool you want to go and play in. You press play, and then eventually you will be gone and dropped into a match. It is pretty simple in my opinion. Now, when you go and finish a match, you have to go and vote for the next map, and it's basically like Counter-Strike Global Offensive again. You go and cast your vote with the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 key, whatever. 1 could be Oil Rig, 2 could be Junk Flea, and say, I want to go and cast my vote for Oil Rig, I'll press 1, and the map with the most votes, we go and play on that one next. It, again, very simple, and it goes and works quite well. However, the thing that everybody's been asking me is, how would a game determine who I'm gonna go and play with? Well, this is a two-step process, and the first step is putting together people that have similar ping. Now, I am an Australian player, and therefore I have a 2-bar ping. So what the system will do is go and put me against players that have 2-bar pings that are Australian players. Now, is this the most optimal scenario? Of course not. The most optimal scenario would be to have servers in every major region. Have one in Australia, have one in South America. Forgot about you guys in my last video, I'm very sorry. But have servers in every major region, and then just go and put the people together according to what their geographical location is. Now, saying that may be down the line, but for now, putting together people that have similar connections and are in similar areas, it's a decent implementation. That means I won't be versing 4 bars, and that means I won't be versing 1 bars, and overall, it will be people around the same ping. Now, the next factor in determining who you're going to go and play against is player skill. Now, from here, I want to go and differentiate between the 2 types of matchmaking that will be implemented into this patch. The first one is casual matchmaking, i.e. the matchmaking that the majority of people are going to go and play with, and then there is competitive matchmaking, and I'm going to go and talk about that one later on. For casual matchmaking, when you first go and hop into a game, the system will try to go and determine how good you are as a player over about 3 to 5 matches. Now, the system will go and put you against the average skill level Combat Arms play. And then from there, it will go and determine, okay, if you're an above average player, it will go and put you with people that are above average skill. If you're a newer player, you're not doing so well in those first couple matches, the system will go and respond and be like, okay, we're going to go and put you against players that are not so good. Now, one thing that everybody's going to go and say is, okay, if you go and tank those first couple matches, then you're just going to go and be able to stomp noobs in really low skill levels. But the thing is your skill is always being determined. So if you go and tank the first few matches and then you verse really bad people, and then if you start to go and play seriously and then you just go and destroy noobs for 1 to 2 matches and get like 60 frags a game, then obviously the system's going to be like, okay, this player is obviously a lot better than what we think he is. Then let's go and shift them up a few skill brackets and then put him where he's supposed to be. Now, with all of that said, your internal matchmaking rating for casual is always in the state of flux. So if you go and win a match, you go up a teeny bit. And if you lose one, you go down a teeny bit. And it's a gradual change, right? It's not going to be you lose one match, therefore you're a shitter, therefore you go down to the worst people in the game. It doesn't work like that. It's going to be a gradual change, and overall, it's trying to go and put you against players that you're going to go and have the most fun against, so you don't get absolutely demolished whenever you go into a casual matchmaking game. And that type of demolishing happens quite a lot in Combat Arms right now, because you can just go into a room with a lot of recruit, especially like me in LTC2, and then I could just go and wipe the floor. And of course, it's fun for me because I'm getting a ton of kills, but for these newer players, it's definitely not as fun. And so overall, the system will go and determine who you should be going and playing against. Now, with all of that said, let's go and talk about competitive matchmaking. And oh man, I am so excited for competitive matchmaking. I've been asking for this feature for so long, so let's go and break it down. Now, basically, competitive matchmaking, what it will go and do, it will go and give you a visible matchmaking rating. Now, is it going to be like diamond and platinum and bronze and silver like we have in League of Legends? Or is it going to be something like, Global Elite or MGE like it is in Counter-Strike Global Offensive? Or will it simply be a number like old League of Legends, or like a matchmaking rating number, a visible number? Who knows? But there will be a visible rating, and that is very good. So you can try to go and really battle to get a higher matchmaking rating and try to be, the top of the league and whatnot. Now, on top of that, there's going to be major arms restrictions. The whole competitive matchmaking is going to be run on the PCM rule set. Now, if you guys don't know what PCM, it means pure combat mode. And basically, it goes and strips down combat arms, gets rid of all the OPNX shit, and really just brings it back to the core. If you guys have ever played Woggle, if you guys have ever played CGL or Go for CA, it's basically like that. There is still a couple of tweaks that needs to be done to PCM to make it truly competitive. For example, female characters are still allowed, and that is a definite no-no. But with all of that said, PCM is in the right direction, and I expect some changes to it by the time that this patch comes out. Now, on top of all of this, there will be penalties if you go and leave a match. If you go and abandon a match, there will be a penalty involved. Now, saying that if it starts out like a 30-minute, cooldown for competitive matchmaking like Counter-Strike Global Offensive, and if it goes and stacks up, we really don't know, but all has been confirmed that there will be penalties involved. And a lot of what I've been saying over these past 10 minutes is related to Counter-Strike Global Offensive, matchmaking, cooldown, all this type of stuff. It's very much like CSGO, and a lot of people are going saying, wow, Nexon's just blatantly copying Valve. But I think that it's taken inspiration from the best. This matchmaking system is tried and true, and Nexon knows it works for the most popular first-person shooter. So why not try to go and implement it into Combat Arms and try to go and get some of the old players back that left Combat Arms for Counter-Strike Global Offensive? Overall, the gameplay is completely different. When you play CSGO and when you go and play Combat Arms, they are completely different games. But now the structure around these two games are quite similar. That is good, because Combat Arms now has a solid base that it can really go and build up upon, potentially in the future competitive leagues, potentially in the future ESL and Go for CA and all that. And that makes me really excited, especially as a long-time Counter-Strike, as a long-term Combat Arms player. I'm a long-term Counter-Strike Global Offensive player as well. But with all of that said, when is the update gonna go and be live? Well, it's gonna go and be live in November or December 2016, quarter 4 2016. Now, what's going to go and happen, I believe, is that the matchmaking and the new user interface is going to be going live at the exact same time. So there will be probably a really long maintenance, and then the game will go and swap over. So one day we'll have the old custom lobby and the old user interface, and then after a maintenance, we'll go and have the new user interface and the matchmaking and the new custom lobby as well. Now, with the graphics update, however, that will be done in a closed beta phase. So Basically, you need to go and get a key, and from that, it's more so Nexa can go and really try to work out the kinks of the new engine, try to go and get a spread of all these different types of systems, all these different types of computers, and go and realize, okay, if there's a bug on this system, got to go and fix it before, the mainstream goes and gets it. And then eventually, sometime in the future, it will go out of this closed beta phase, and then everybody will be able to go and use it. But with all of that said, matchmaking, user interface, flip a switch, and then we're going to go and get it. I'm so hyped. 7 years of Combat Arms player I have been, and this is the most exciting time of my whole Combat Arms career. Especially as a content creator, I have so much to go and talk about now, and hopefully, I pray that this update is good, because it gives me something to go and do with Combat Arms other than hop on and get a gameplay. Now I can hop on and get a gameplay, but also I can try to go and grind competitive matchmaking, try to go and get a better rank, try to go and show people how good I am at this game and whatnot. And that's just another thing that really will try to go and drive people. And at the moment, the only drive for people in this game is experience, right? Trying to go and get General the Army and Commander-in-Chief. But now, there's another thing, and that's trying to be one of the best Combat Arms players in the world, and that is a really, really, really exciting aspect. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to go and give it a like rating. But other than that, it's Undercover Dudes all the way from down under. Out.